Well, I think there's a significant risk that the conflict between the international coalition led by the U.S. and the Houthis will escalate, because the Houthis, I think, will continue to attack shipping in the Red Sea, and the U.S. and its coalition partners have warned that they may escalate the conflict and attack Houthi targets in Yemen if that continues. Just recently, U.S. helicopters sank a number of Houthi gunboats that were threatening shipping, and I think we can expect to see that pattern continue.
So that doesn't look like it's calming down, but what's happening there, just one area of additional pressure being put on the Middle East conflict. There's also what's going on in Lebanon and Iran. What is the likelihood of this war spreading?
Well, of course, as you've said, it's already spread in the sense that there's fighting along the border between Israel and Lebanon. There's an escalation of attacks on U.S. forces in Syria and Iraq by militia associated with Iran, and there are the Houthi attacks on shipping. But at the same time, I think the main parties, the big powers, including the U.S., Iran, Israel, they're not looking for an escalation of the conflict. I think Israel in particular is focusing on trying to achieve their objectives in Gaza, and the recent killing of a top Hamas leader in Beirut is part of that effort to try to focus on Hamas. The Israelis are sending signals that at least right now they're not looking to get into a broader conflict with Hezbollah. And I thought the head of Hezbollah, Nasrallah's speech yesterday indicated that he wasn't looking for an immediate escalation either. And of course, the U.S. is trying very hard to keep the conflict as limited as possible to Gaza. So my guess is that for at least the time being, we're not likely to see a significant escalation into full-scale conflict between Israel and Hezbollah or between Israel and Iran.
So we have the U.S. sending Antony Blinken to the region again in a bid to diffuse tensions there. Do you think that will work?
I think Secretary Blinken's main objective will be to try to persuade Israel to shift to a more targeted campaign in Gaza and less large-scale bombing of civilian areas. And there are some indications that Israel is beginning to move in that direction. But we'll see in the coming weeks. I think the conflict in Gaza is likely to continue for a long time because, as far as I can tell, Hamas continues to be a coherent military force, and Israel is a long way away from defeating, much less eliminating Hamas as a military and political force in Gaza.